I have been freelancing from India for the last 7 years. I've catered to 50 plus clients, multi-million dollar businesses. I've generated millions in revenues, millions in followers, millions in pitch decks and all that stuff, raised enough money. But if you ask me, how would I start if you take everything away from me? Like if I start as a complete beginner, as a complete newbie from scratch, from the very beginning, this is what I would exactly do. No, I'm not gonna go on Upwork, Fiverr, not on freelancing sites, not on LinkedIn and all that other stuff at the very beginning. I'm not gonna do anything that these people that you hear on Instagram Reels with trending audios that you see in the YouTube shorts who are gonna make it in 60 seconds. I'm not gonna do any of it. This video is gonna be long, but this is literally what you need in 2025 to make and become a successful freelancer and make a successful career in 2025. So let us get straight into it. The first thing I would do is I would just sit down and I would see all the trends that are going on, all the passion that I have regarding things that I'm passionate about. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write everything down, and then I'm gonna scrape it off. I'm not gonna follow my passion, I'm not going to follow the trends. Instead, what I'll be doing is I'll be sitting down, researching those niches which are evolving, upcoming, and that will have a future. So it's just like that you are in 2003, you are seeing .com is on the rise, and you are then figuring out what you can play around with .com, because the thing that started at .com, now it's a day-to-day thing. .com has become so common. And at this point of time, that's AI, machine learning, Web3, blockchain, the even SaaS is making more advancements. The government is integrating AI into everything. AI is further has a lot of other niches. So I'll be sitting down, I'll see the niches that are going to stick around for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Because if I'm going in as a full-time freelancer, then I don't want to be irrelevant or out of context 3 years down the line. I don't want to be a simple data entry operator. I want to be somebody whose skill is valuable and his value is getting increased over time. Like if you see Web3, it started off in 2012, 2011. It got a little bit mainstream in 2017, 2018. In COVID, it just took off, and now it's just gonna take off and off and off. And there are a lot of other branches that's coming out from this niche. So you have to see that kind of niche I'll be picking up that's gonna be relevant in the upcoming years. And then I'll see how and what all can I do in that particular niche. So there I might bring in my passion. But if my passion is in cosmetics, I'm definitely not going with cosmetics initially. And this is what I will do in 2025, starting from scratch, knowing that I have 7 years of experience. And this is what I'm saying. You should be able to figure out why I'm saying this. And if you can figure out, write it down in the comment section. Second thing is, if I was a complete newbie, this time without any experience, like lastly, I told you that if I had the experience and I'm saying all this, you know why. But right now, if you say, as an inexperienced person, that too, without any experience, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch 1 or 2 or 3 videos at max to see what's happening. And then I am putting myself out in the battlefield. I am somebody who is a very big believer of speed and velocity. I'm not somebody who will just consume, and then make notes, then write it down, then see what is that. No, I'm a big fan of just jotting everything down very quickly, try it out, fail better, fail faster, try it again, and keep on trying it until I make out a way for my own self. Because those 50 videos are not gonna help me. The experience of those 50 people whose videos I watched, that's completely different. I don't want to do drop shipping, but I would definitely want to know what that guy did in drop shipping. But necessarily, I don't think that's gonna help me. But the content would be good to watch. And I just do not want myself to be in that trap ever again. I tried it. I have done it when I started in 2018, but that's completely useless. That's why if I had to start from scratch, I would not watch many content, not much content, nothing, just 2 or 3 just to get a basic idea. And then I'll get myself in the field. I'll figure it out on my own, because the more time I spend in the industry, the more time I spend figuring out on my own, making mistakes, hit and trial, failing again and again, the more pressure I'm putting onto myself, the more are the chances that I'm gonna come through the roof flying when I get that thing right. And that is the thing that people are missing. Everybody needs a safe way. There is no safe way. There is only one way, that you need to make your own way. The sooner you understand it, the better it is. The later you understand it, the more you are going to regret it that you didn't did it earlier. Because that's the thing about trials, hit and trials. Because my whole career is based on hit and trials. So I'm definitely going to advocate that. Yes, for hit and trials, you need a little bit of safety cushion. If you do not have any kind of backing, your parents are also from a very humble background, you are in a different situation than I was. Like, my parents were from a decent background. I had every amenity. Like, even if I wouldn't do anything, it would have not made much impact on me. So I had that privilege. I'm not shying away from that. But if you do not have that, then I'm not your man. Honestly speaking, I'm not your man. If you do not have that kind of privilege, then I don't know what you can do in that situation. I would not want to be the wannabe who will just say that you can do this, this, this. No, dude, I don't know what condition you are in. If you are somebody who will get food on time, you have a roof on your head, and you have an internet connection, and you have some less responsibilities, not that much kind of responsibilities, then I'm your man. If you're somebody who has a lot of responsibilities on his shoulder, is from a humble background, your roof is, I don't know, like things are uncertain in your life, I am not your guy. And I'm going to be very, very upfront and upright about it. I'm not your guy then. I'm for the privileged ones, because I myself was a privileged one. The third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create my portfolio. I don't give a crap about whether I got a client or not. I'm going to just go out there, do the work on my own. What all I learned, I'm going to put it on a website. Like, I can spend around 1200, 1300 rupees, or maybe I can host it on free on Wix or any other like Play or any other platform that you can just create it and have your portfolio there. I'm going to do that because people want to see the results. No one gives a crap about what I look like, how I talk. Now, a little bit of crap they do give about how you talk. But if your results are too good, a lot of things can be overlooked. It's just like that the person you love, you overlook a lot of their negatives and you focus on the positives. Just like that, your clients, if you deliver some crazy amount of results, you have a lot of results, you have a lot of backing, things that are shouting that he is the guy for this job, then the client is going to overlook several things: your race, your color, your demographic, your age, your qualification. It is irrelevant when you are the person who can bring in money for the business. All businesses care about is money. It's cash freaking flow that matters at the end of the day. No one gives a damn about your hustle. Everybody gives a damn about what you can bring on the table. And to bring that kind of money on the table, you need your hustle. So that's where your hustle comes in play for you. Your hustle is always going to help you make more money, because your hustle is going to make you that much capable that you can make more money for your clients. The more money you make for your clients, the more money the clients are willing to pay to you, the more you grow. So your hustle is eventually for you. So do not own it to anyone else. You owe it to yourself. The fourth step would be, once I get all this cleared out, I have my portfolio ready, I'm going to go all guns blazing in people's DM. And it would be not like, hire me. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to comment under a post. I'm not going to write interested. I'm not going to write I'm in or all that kind of stuff for job postings and all that stuff. No. What I'm going to do is that, hey, I looked at this thing. You were hiring for this thing. I went through your socials. I went through your website. I used your product. I used your service. I saw this. I found all this, and this is what I can do. And this is how I would make it better. You go to them with a proper freaking solution. You are somebody who has nothing to lose but all to gain. That's the best part about being a beginner that people snatch away from you. When you are a beginner, no one is expecting anything from you. You can go out there, you can mess up real bad, but they know you are a beginner. And they know if they gave you the task and you blew it up, they knew that it was a possibility that it can be blew up because you are a beginner. And that's the beauty of being a beginner, that you have got nothing to lose, all to gain. Even if you mess up as a beginner, you gain a lot of insights because you messed up. And like, people became very shy that, oh, I messed up. Dude, it's nice. You messed up. You messed up a project that costed you what? $1,000? Maybe I spoke a lot because you are a beginner. Maybe $100. That's nice. Imagine what would have happened if you had made the same mistake with $1,000 project. That's why being authentic really matters. If you are a beginner, say that I'm a beginner. Don't try to be this expert. Because if you even fool the client for once, which you won't be able to, but even in the rarest case, you fool the client, you get the job, and you go in there as an expert, and you start doing your work, and your work will scream that he's a beginner, he doesn't knows what he's talking about. That's gonna mess you up. Once this happens, because I'm gonna do this process of DMing to a lot of people. I'm gonna do it to a lot of people, but under the limit of the platform that I'm doing. So if it is LinkedIn, I'm just gonna go every day to 10 people and I'll be like, see, I went to your site, I went to your product, I used your product, I read about it, or maybe I read this, I read that, I watched your socials, I see this, I see all that. These are the problems, these are the obstacles, these are the pain points that you have, and this is the solution that I'm proposing. So I'm gonna do free audits, free solutions of my paid surveys, and I'm gonna pitch to these clients because I have all to gain. I have nothing to lose. What the worst that's gonna happen is I create a strategy for them, and they will say that we don't like it, and they will not hire you. But they might implement it on their site, and then you will be like, no, I got ditched, I didn't got paid. Dude, you just build your portfolio. That is your case study. That this was the project, I did this for that. These were the pain points, and this is how I solved it. That's your fucking case study. And this is what people are not telling you. And this is how you actually need to do it. This is the way. Because the longer you stay in the trenches, the longer you sharpen your skill by doing such kind of stuff, the better it's gonna be for you in the longer run. Because what's gonna happen is, when you reach out to 10 people every single day, even for 10 days, you reach out to 100 people. And I can bet, start outreaching to 10 people every day for 10 days. And on the 11th day, if you don't find a client, you come to me in my DMs on LinkedIn and you tell me that Vaibhav, I did this for 10 days. I reached out to 100 people and none converted. I can bet that will not be the case. I've done this exercise with 25 of my students who were under my wing. None of them, none, not even a single one, zero. None of them was there who didn't had a client on the 11th day. People get clients, but the point is that majority of you aren't going to reach out to 100 people. You will come up with problems to the solution that I'm providing. You would be like, where do we find the clients? How will we do this? How will we do that? 100 people are a lot. Do you even know how 100? That's the problem. I'm giving you a solution. You are making a problem out of the solution. And that's the problem. You and your mind. That's an issue. If I do this, I reach out to 100 people. One is going to convert. One is going to bring me that kind of money. One is going to open my bank balance. One is going to make me the first dollar digitally that I will ever earn. And when that one person comes in, I'm going to make sure that one client stays for the longest period of time that he can possibly stay with me. And the reason behind that would be, I'm not going to just hop on as soon as I get one client. I'm not going to just go and get another. No, I'm going to stick with one real client, because so far what all I did was for dummy clients, was for people who were not paying me for my work. This client is paying me for my service, for my skill, for my work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the best that I have in myself to this client, because what's going to happen is I'm going to get on real hands-on experience to real life problems, real life solutions. I'm going to be exposed in the battlefield with somebody on my side for whom I am working with. You see, earlier I put myself in the battlefield all alone. Now I have somebody else who I call as a client, who is in the same battlefield, who is fighting with me alongside. So now this client gets the 100% output that I can possibly provide, because he is going to expose me to those kind of tactics, those kind of information, those kind of structures, those kind of systems, the network, the referrals, the VCs, and the unnecessary and necessary kind of stuff that I need down the line in my career. And this guy is going to sharpen me for my next upcoming projects. So I'm going to do my best with this client. And after a point when I will feel like I have enough things on my plate, now I have become somebody who's a little bit more advanced than a beginner, then I'm going to start pitching on to more clients. But even then, this client will be always my priority, because if this client leaves, I'm back in the battlefield alone. And I don't want to be alone in the battlefield again once I have fought with somebody alongside me. You understand it? This was a little bit deep. But once you have that client, you don't want that client to go in any circumstance. You just can't afford that client to go, because he's paying you, dude. He's paying your bills. He's giving you the freedom that you can now mess up more. You can now make more mistakes, and you can now go all guns blazing in every front you want, because you got nothing to lose now. Like if you have a client who is paying you money and you are experimenting with the other potential clients, no matter how much bad you mess up with your potential clients, this client is gonna pay you real money that's gonna convert into real cash in hand. And that's the big W out of this whole situation. And that's what I would exactly do in 2025, in this month, or maybe in the next coming months as well. Because this thing, if you can reach out to 100 people in 10 days, I'm telling you, you are a different breed. You don't even have an idea what kind of breed you are. Because most people won't be able to reach out to 10 people and they would just give up. Reaching out to 100 people means that you are resilient, you are consistent, you have that perseverance, you have that zeal to do something. And that matters a lot. Understand this thing. Freelancing is not luck. It's about how quickly you go from the consumer mode to the value mode. And the sooner you do, the more results you reap. So let me know in the comment section, what is the thing that you are going to implement starting now on that's going to make you a lot more money than what you are currently making. I'll be looking forward to in the comment section.